Right now, you're looking at a live picture of the United Center in Chicago. It is day one of the Democratic National Convention. Nearly 50,000 visitors are expected to attend the convention, including about 4,000 delegates. Today's theme is For the People. Democrats used former President Trump's own hotel in downtown Chicago to lambaste him and his running mate. Phrases like Harris, Walls, Joy, and Hope, and Project 2025 HQ were projected on that building. Project 2025 refers to a conservative blueprint for the next Republican president, one that Trump has repeatedly distanced himself from. NBC's Peter Alexander tells us what we can expect.
This morning, Vice President Harris is preparing to accept her party's nomination, but not before Democrats first honor President Biden tonight. Punctuated sources tell NBC News by a pass-the-torch moment, where President Biden and Harris are expected to share the stage. The new Democratic ticket touring Pennsylvania Sunday.
When you know what you stand for, you know what to fight for.
Harris and Governor Tim Walz revealing their new campaign buses and responding to former President Trump's latest personal attacks.
Anybody who's about beating down other people is a coward. This is what strength looks like.
Mr. Trump in the state a night earlier bashing Democratic policies as fascist, calling immigrants who enter the U.S. illegally savage monsters, and lashing out at his rival, insulting Harris's appearance.
They said, no, her biggest advantage is that she's a beautiful woman. I'm going, I never thought of that. I'm better looking than she is.
If you have a policy debate for president, he wins. Donald Trump, the provocateur, the showman, may not win this election.
New polls show Harris is surging, narrowly leading Mr. Trump among likely voters nationwide, though still within the margin of error. And they're neck and neck in the key battleground states.
I very much consider us the underdog. We have a lot of work to do to earn the vote of the American people.
Here in Chicago, thousands of protesters are expected to converge on the city this week, some already taking to the streets. Inside the United Center tonight, President Biden will lead a lineup of top Democrats. Appearing tomorrow, Doug Emhoff, who could become America's first gentleman, as well as former First Lady Michelle Obama and former President Obama. Then on Wednesday, former President Clinton, before Tim Walz accepts the vice presidential nomination, all leading up to the main event, Vice President Harris's turn in the spotlight Thursday night.
That's Peter Alexander reporting. Meantime, former President Donald Trump will hold a rally at 3 o'clock in York, Pennsylvania. Trump says he plans to visit battleground states during each day of this week's Democratic National Convention. That'll include a stop in North Carolina on Wednesday in Asheboro. Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, is expected to deliver remarks on the economy in about an hour at an event in Philadelphia.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is back in Israel today, pushing for a ceasefire agreement to end the war in Gaza and free the hostages by the end of this week. This is his 9th mission to the Middle East since the conflict began. Blinken says this may be the best chance to get an agreement after 10 months of war. He met for 2.5 hours one-on-one with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. NBC News has learned that Hamas believes the proposal on the table laid out by the U.S. makes too many concessions to the Israeli side.
Coming up next.